Thank you, Madam Speaker. I rise in support of H.R. 35, the Emmett Till Anti-Lynching Act. This act recalls a horrible period in our nation's history. In fact, many could claim that this bill is a century too late. After all, the first anti-lynching bill was introduced, as was just said by my chairman, over 100 years ago, but never became law. Back then, lynchings were a popular atrocity committed by the Ku Klux Klan against the black community, Catholics and Jews, among others. Lynching, which is used to intimidate a certain populace, is the practice of murder by a group of people by extrajudicial action. Today, while not eliminated, and we are all striving for that, groups on all sides need to understand that this kind of intimidation of groups is not tolerated. That is why today these influences have been diminished, but they're not resolved, and we want to continue to fight against this. This is why I support H.R. 35. But there is one thing I would like to have made it a little clearer and probably a little more to the point, and that is that I believe that H.R. 35, the measure, will ensure that those who engage in mob violence that results in death are dealt with appropriately in the federal system. I think it would have been more appropriate to actually place a certain penalty in this bill as well, such as a defined number of years for committing this offense, since justice for such a heinous act should be swift and certain. They should know what they're getting. So I agree that we can move with this, but I will agree my Democratic colleagues, we chose not to put it in here. I think that's something we could look forward in the future, but this is a good bill. It needs to move forward, and I'm proud to support it, and I would urge my colleagues to support H.R. 35 as well. With that, I'll reserve.
The gentleman reserves. The gentleman from New York is recognized.
Madam Speaker.